Look at the Sahara today, and you see an endless, boiling ocean of sand. It stretches across a third of the African continent, baking under a relentless sun. We treat this massive expanse like a permanent fixture of our planet, assuming a landscape this harsh has always existed in this state. But right beneath those shifting dunes lies a massive graveyard of marine life. This dry sand hides the scattered bones of ancient aquatic creatures. Standing in this exact spot millions of years ago, you would have been treading water, swimming alongside 40-foot prehistoric sea snakes. The Sahara is a buried timeline. To understand how an entire ocean dies and turns into dust, we have to rewind the clock. We start our excavation in the surprisingly recent past, 5,000 years ago. The sand gives way to a lush, green environment. The region was dotted with deep, permanent lakes and heavy vegetation. Ancient, isolated human populations lived alongside this expansive water network, hunting and gathering in a highly productive ecosystem. We know they were here because they left their mark right on the stone. Carved and painted onto the rocky outcrops are scenes of humans herding cattle and riding animals, wildlife that requires abundant water to survive. Human civilization flourished in this vibrant ecosystem for generations, ending only when the region crossed a planetary threshold that erased the water. To find the true origin of those marine fossils, we must dig much deeper, rewinding the timeline by millions of years. This map shows the Trans-Saharan Seaway, a shallow ocean that blanketed West Africa, temporarily splitting the continent during the late Cretaceous period. The shallow waters were teeming with biological activity, acting as a massive breeding ground for giant catfish. Where there is an abundance of prey, massive apex predators follow. Physical isolation from the global oceans turned this basin into a biological pressure cooker, where extreme survival conditions forced marine life to grow to enormous proportions. That thriving, continent-spanning aquatic ecosystem eventually collapsed. The water receded, leaving behind only the sun-bleached bone fragments we find buried in the sand today. The destruction of that ancient ocean and the later collapse of the Green Sahara share a common trigger. This diagram shows a subtle shift in Earth's rotational axis. This slow change in the angle of planetary tilt alters the distribution of solar radiation. This pulled crucial atmospheric wind and rain patterns away from the North African continent. Without regular rainfall, the landscape baked. The lakes evaporated, the vegetation withered, and the soil turned to dust. A minor wobble in the planet's rotation acted as a total ecological kill switch, transforming a dense, life-filled environment into a sterilized oven. Returning to these rolling dunes, the endless sand takes on a new context. You are looking at the floor of a ghost ocean. The Sahara's heat is a passing phase in a much longer environmental cycle. Shifting astronomical forces dictate the survival and collapse of these continent-sized ecosystems. If an entire ocean can be erased by a slight tilt of the Earth, it prompts the question, what other forgotten ecosystems are buried right beneath the places we walk every day?